Meanwhile, from overnight, there are more comments that have surfaced from Gruber, reportedly from a recording 2 years ago. Here is one where Gruber says that President Obama lied about being able to control the costs of health care and how they handled it in turn. Listen.
So even if we knew how to control healthcare costs, we couldn't do it politically. So what do? You're President Obama and the Congress. You promised you're going to control healthcare costs. You said this bill is not just about coverage. And in fact, your pollsters have told you that the American public doesn't actually care about insurance coverage. All they care about is healthcare costs. So you got to take that seriously in this bill. What do? Well, you do what I like to think of as sort of a spaghetti approach. You throw a bunch of stuff against the wall and see what sticks.
Wow. Wyoming Republican Senator and medical doctor John Barrasso is with me now. And Senator, good morning to you.
Thanks, Bill.
What we just heard there was all about deception, isn't it?
Well, it seems to me that Gruber, the president, Nancy Pelosi, all those who say they have relied on Gruber for advice, basically this was a health care law deliberately designed to deceive the American people. The president's promises turned out to be false, didn't come forward in a way that people know that. They weren't able to keep their doctor. Their premiums went up, not down. So what the president promised the American people never came true, which is why the health care law continues to be so very unpopular today. And we're seeing now that of the 60 senators who voted for it, come January, only 30 of them will still be in the Senate.
To that point, in the same recording that we just listened to, he said we actually asked many politicians to vote against their self-interest, and continued, against what their constituents were telling them.
Well, he did exactly that because the constituents were saying, we don't want this. When Scott Brown won that seat in Massachusetts, which was Ted Kennedy's seat, that should have sent shockwaves through all of the Democrats on Capitol Hill, and they should have said, we shouldn't pass this. There's been huge damage done across the country to Americans who are now trying to live under this health care law. Their premiums have gone up. Their co-pays have gone up. Their deductibles have gone up. They can't keep their doctor, can't keep their hospital. I talked to someone this morning. They've called 10 different doctors trying to get an appointment with a doctor who's supposed to be on the plan, can't get an appointment. The New York Times story out this morning about the new report from the Inspector General, Health and Human Services, about half of the doctors supposedly available for Medicaid patients aren't taking new patients. This health care law has turned out to be terrible for the American public, for people seeking health care.
Well, Gruber today is in the hotlights, right? I mean, his name's on the marquee. Does this hearing change anything? Or does it perhaps just expose some things that people like you were talking about 4 years ago?
Well, I think it does expose the things that we've been talking about since this health care law was being debated on the floor of the United States Senate. And the president focused so much on the word coverage and ignored the word care. And there is a difference. People have coverage today which isn't very useful. They can't meet their deductible. They can't see their doctor, but they have Obamacare coverage. It's like giving somebody a bus ticket when no bus is coming. They can't get what they want and what they need. The American people knew what they wanted in health care reform. They wanted quality, they wanted choice, and they wanted affordability. And they haven't gotten that under this president's health care law. Just quickly, back
to the question again. Will the hearing change anything, do you believe?
No, I don't think it will. He'll be in here. He'll be very scripted. But I would like to see him specifically answer questions about the way that the law was deliberately designed to deceive the American people.
Thank you, Senator. We'll see if you get your wish, okay? John Barrasso there from Capitol Hill. Thank you.